Hello, guys and gals, animal friends, and spirit pals, and welcome to my channel. How are you guys doing? Feeling a little uplifted, a little pep in your step, a little more positively supported, perhaps? So, I'm talking about the news that happened last night. About the raid on the old Oompa Loompas home in Mar-a-Lago and how that might have made you feel. For me, it's really about seeing some evidence that um, the divine plan is pulling through, and is doing what it meant to do, which is bringing us, the world, to a place where we realize that we're one, and that in supporting each other and lifting each other up, that's how we change the world for the better. And so this kind of thing is evidence of that energy stepping in and influencing what's going on the earth. Another way too, it's kind of like we're looking at karma, how karma works in real time, and we're kind of getting to see it and view it. Now, of course, there's a lot of people who are working hard on bringing justice and bringing, how your actions create reactions, and how you need to be accountable and responsible for the things you say and do. And so there's a lot of people working on that. But also, spiritually, it's also happening to teach us all a lesson and to strengthen our resolve and strengthen our faith in this being a planet of love and joyful creation. And that maybe that will actually be realized here, because that's what's meant to be. And, in my opinion, that will happen. But this is like evidence to that. Now, I know a lot of people have been giving the DOJ a lot of hard time, and Garland a hard time, and I really haven't, because I've just got a long time ago, Pan told me, just have faith in him. He's the perfect one for this job. He is slow and steady and methodical, but that's what it needs. He's kind of crossing the T's, dotting the I's. He has been rushed, but still doing what needs to be done on an earthly level with justice, law, earthly laws, justice, and all that, and standing up for the truth, bringing the truth to the surface. And he's very dedicated to it. Actually, from what Pan has talked to me about, that's his service. His soul came here for that purpose. And so, he's carrying it out. So we really need to, get behind him, support him, praise him. Even if he does things differently than the way you think you might or whatever, still trust him to know what he's doing, and that he's doing what needs to be done. Because in the end, it's all going to work out just the way it's supposed to. Pan's also been saying to me quite a bit that these guys who've been demonstrating and acting out this lack of trust in the universe, the acting out and showing us what it looks like when you're just ego run and you don't care about others and you don't really listen to a conscience, or for all intents and purposes have a conscience, where you don't look to see how you might be of service to yourself and to others. You don't believe in win-win situations. You just look to serve yourself, period. And these guys are really giving us like the ultimate demonstration of that, which really allows us to choose or re-choose how we would like to be on the earth. And I know all of you that come here to my channel would want to be pretty much the opposite of what they're demonstrating. But it is happening to give everyone this choice to choose, and to choose, wholeheartedly, like kind of dedicate yourself to that positive path. That's kind of the opportunity for us. Like Pan talks to me a lot about that kind of stuff because I ask him. Now, when I do my live readings and stuff, and particularly I made Saturday any topic because I was kind of hoping you guys might ask those kinds of questions. And I do encourage you to ask more like topical questions, or political if you want to, or earth changes, or really whatever you want to ask. Kind of general or spiritual questions, those kinds of things, because he's more than happy to comment on them and stuff. But it's the old ask and you receive. So when I do those shows, I'm looking for you guys to ask what you want, and that's how they go. But I want to encourage you to ask other kinds of questions if you want to. Go ahead. It doesn't have to just be a personal question. It doesn't have to be a question about animals. I love animals, and I love reading on them with Pan's energy because he knows a lot about it and all that. But before we read on animals together, we read on everything else. So, I didn't start with animals, and it kind of evolved into that, and I love it. I'm not complaining or anything, but I just want you guys to know, because I had a few other people say, "Oh, I didn't even know you could read on other things," but we do. So whatever the question, ask it. Now, a couple other things he's been saying is, this is like, last Saturday and again on Monday, when I asked him about the Lion's Gate, because I didn't really know anything about it. And I knew some people were going to ask about it. And so at first I went online, I thought, well, I better look it up because I don't even have a clue really about it. And there was a big page, and I read about a sentence and a half, and then I just kind of glazed over. And it was like, oh no, I'm not reading that. And I just said, you know what, I'll just ask Pan, live, if he has anything he wants to add to it, or how he wants to comment on that energy in any way. And, regardless of what someone else says or what the official thing is, whatever it is. So both times when he came through, he said that Lion's Gate, in addition to all the other things, it was also in alignment with the rest of the universe, the heavens, the astrology, the planets, really in alignment with what I'd call God's plan or the Creator's plan. And a big focus of all of that right now is pushing truth to the surface and shining light on what's true and what is true in a way that it serves the all, the one and the all. And shining a light really bright on that which does not do that. So, pulling that up to be exposed and shine a light on. And then and that's been going on, you guys, that's what's been happening this year and, even before. But and he said that Lionsgate was going to give an extra big shove or add an extra boost to that energy that was already going on, and that's what he told me both times. And then on Monday, on the 8th, after our show with Debbie, and we read on that at the beginning, and he said that again. And then afterwards, just I was going on about my day, doing the rest of the stuff I had to do. And a couple of times he came in and said, "Yeah, and Mark, I'm not just saying that, like, generally." He goes, "It'll happen. You'll see the effect of that today. It's going to be coming through today. And so keep your eyes open. You'll know it when you see it." And, I was kind of, okay. Because a lot of times I'm hesitant to, like, predict exact times and stuff, because a lot of times when I get information, it seems right now. It's so real I can touch it. But then sometimes it doesn't come as quickly, or something, like the timing is off sometimes. And so I was feeling that even when we were reading on it on Monday, that we were going to see it, see the effect of that. And it was going to be like, he kept acting as if, and I'm not just saying that, you're going to obviously notice the boost. And so, and he came through again saying, "Yeah, so keep your eyes open, you're going to see something, and you're going to know that's what I'm talking about." And then I was flicking through, and I just heard immediately, about the raid. Like the second it came through, I just happened to turn on the television. The very second they started talking about it. And then, of course, I instantly knew, and Pan's like, that that's what he was talking about. And that, in his opinion and what he was saying, that Lionsgate actually helped goose this energy up a little bit. And he said, and that was evidence of that new flux of energy coming through that gate to bring forth, positive results that serve us all. He's also saying it's just the beginning, and that more stuff will be coming tumbling through. And he keeps saying, like, tumbling, like, almost I get the image of an avalanche, tumbling down, and more stuff just kind of spilling out, almost like vomiting out, because he's shown me a couple of times, and I still feel like this is on the table of people under Trump, or in that cluster there, turning on one another, like in a public way, and just kind of spewing out more truth for everybody to see. And he's told me for some time a lot of them will be their own downfall, just by kind of exposing themselves. So I expect to see more of that coming, and it won't surprise me if two in particular do like a public display. Anyway, he's told me that a couple of times, so I still think that's in the works, maybe. But, continuing, more truths, more truths, more truths coming out, coming out, coming out, into the fall, more, and more people coming forward. For different reasons. Some because they feel like they're sinking and they're going to try to save themselves. Others just finally listening to their conscience and deciding to completely change their course. But more people coming forward, more people coming forward. The January 6th committee bringing forth even more than they thought they had. The DOJ doing more action that is seen by us all. So that to me is all good news. And you know, guys, again, it's all happening to give us an opportunity to choose that which serves us all to our highest, to choose that team in our personal life and as a world. Because not only is all this energy, and it's really that Aquarius energy as well, that new age, draws this up to the surface, like on a world stage, but also at your home with you personally. So it will be drawing truth up for you to look at, you know, and your family and your loved ones. So, you know, there's change going on everywhere, in the microcosm and in the macrocosm. So it's happening both ways. And I know a lot of you are experiencing it, you know, in your own personal life, with just learning what is important and what isn't, you know, what you can let go of, re-choosing belief systems that serve you more to your highest good. All that kind of thing is being brought up for you as a conscious human being to make choices that serve you and everyone else to the highest. And seek those out, because that's when you discover them. And just, you know, dedicate yourself to that, because it makes you, it helps you realize who you truly are and why you are here in the first place. And so, you know, that's that opportunity that's here for all of us. And you know, as I work with Mark here, and he lives in the United States, of course, we focus a lot on what's going on in the United States, and so does the rest of the world, because the United States was formed as a beacon for freedom, young thinking, changing the world for the better. And so that's what the forefathers came to do. And this is all shook up to make this part of the world, the Americans, re-choose what was chosen originally, and re-choose it with even a stronger sense of creating it here. One for all for one, freedoms for all, support for all. We're all in this together, raising us all up, leading the way for the rest of the world, shining the light on truth, justice, love, joyful creation, working together for like-minded, positive purpose. So America is looking at re-choosing what it chose when it first formed, and taking that even further, realizing it further here on the world, on the earth, in the United States, on North America, you know. And then that same thing is happening, you know, worldwide. Same kind of thing. It's sort of colored specifically to that area, but all of you as world citizens are also looking at this choice and deciding once and for all, are you on the side of love? That's a simple way to put it. Or do you like to play around and side with hate or the lack of love? Fear is another word to use there. So, you know, there's that opportunity for us all. But, you know, it's a good time to rejoice. What is it that Mark's been with the cards? That Three of Cups. It's a win. It's time to feel good, rejoice, renew your faith in good, and really a time of congratulations, because all of you light workers have been focusing in on that, on your faith, on your trust, on choosing positive outcomes that serve everyone to their highest good. And so then that comes back and starts affecting what's in the physical world. What you put out comes back. We can't really say that enough. And these guys on that team of, it's kind of a team of fear. They're getting to see that happen in real time on the earth. It's not really, oh, we'll get our karma once we cross. Nope, you're going to get a lot of it right here. And that also brings forth an opportunity then for those or anyone to change to make a different choice. All right. Okay. So Pan, Spirit was in and out during all that. But I wanted to come on because that was pretty exciting. Now I'm also going to just do a couple of card pulls, okay, while we're on here. I wanted to just do, I'm going to ask the Tarot if they would like to talk to us a little bit or show us what might be coming. When he says the energy's just, it's a start, and what we might see here coming up in regards to what's going on with Trump. What we might see in the next couple of weeks into the beginning of September. Just wondering if the cards have anything they would like to say about it. Okay, we'll see about that. Okay, here we go. Let me see. Do 3. Oops, that one wanted to come up on top, so it might want to be a 4th. We'll see. And then I'm going to go ahead and use this other deck. Boy, I'm hacking today. And do 3 more cards. To see what we might expect to see, or how this is potentially panning out in the next few weeks. And the cards want to share anything with us. Okie dokie. Let's see what they got to say to us. I'm going to start with the bottom ones. I'm going to go ahead and put these other ones on here. Okay, let's see what I'm getting from these. So we were asking about what we might expect to see. I think we're going to see more winds. We got the Empress here, and the Empress to me, that's like Mother Earth energy. what's good for the earth, what's good for the world. She's right side up, all relaxed, laying there, looking content and satisfied. We also, Biden just I guess it was yesterday. Was that happening yesterday too? Uh, they signed that bill that's going to help the environment and do a lot of positive things. So it's another sign of things going in a positive direction. And I feel like there's going to be a few more. She looks like she's going to be liking the next few weeks. And a call for temperance. So temperance, patience, balance. It's going to come out. It's going to kind of come forward. It's like this. It comes out. We digest it. Something else comes up. We digest it. Something else comes up. We digest it. So you pull it in. You balance it. You're ready for the next one. So I think we're going to be asked to, stay balanced. Acknowledge, be grateful for when anything comes through. We got the King of Swords, and we also got the Queen of Swords. So I would love to be able to do this in a way that I can freaking see. There we go. King of Swords and the Queen of Swords. That's a couple of pretty mighty swords. And so this is more, people who are high up in like as truth seekers are going to be present in the next few weeks. So bringing out more truth. We're going to see more and more come through. And these people are going to bring it out more. It makes me think January 6th and the DOJ. So like both. Not actually working together, but the information supporting each other. And the world's going to be watching. I think the whole world is tuned in. Well, a lot of it, to see what America's going to do. And they're all watching. There's no doubt of that. And I just see, and I also got the death card. So, a couple things here. Death, a lot of times, it means the end of one thing, the beginning of another. So I think, it kind of goes along with that Lion's Gate. It's the start of the truth side being the focus, taking the focus, taking the lead, and leaving these lies, cheating, stealing, connivery behind. Like putting an end to that team's power. Because that energy, those people are an actual minority, guys. And it's really the majority energy stepping forward and kind of smashing this out. And that includes the whole world when I'm talking about majority, minority. The majority of the world is looking for love, happiness, success, support, unity, oneness. Even if they don't know it consciously, they'll like it when they see it and be right there and go, aha! So I like those. That was interesting. They didn't want to give me no specifics, but we'll see. I think this whole thing all along has reminded me of like a film, a feature film. It's about as dramatic and seems like It came out of a great novel writer's imagination or something. And I think that's going to continue. It's going to be exposed, pretty dramatically. Too. Like in sometimes where you're going, well, does that even really happen? That kind of thing. I only saw that in a fantasy film once. What is going on? But, the tables turned kind of with that 8/8. And you know what's also weird is that in the 70s, on August 8th, that exact same day, is when President Nixon resigned on 8/8. 70, whatever it was. Isn't that a weird coincidence? Or is it? I find that fascinating. But this is the start. It's kind of like a more, because it's been going that way and it started a while back, but it's sort of I do see it like going through the gate, like it's a more official start. It's like the one for us all to see. Now, I was also wondering a little bit about some earth changes, so I'm just going to pull a couple cards about that. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I was also going to get this. Oh, yeah, I was just going to check. Someone's telling me to look at that fourth card, Major Arcana 11. Justice! So that's what we're going to be seeing. Justice. Being a Libra makes me giddy. Okay. Let's see if there's anything these cards want to tell me about weather, earth events. And then we're going to stop after that. Pan hasn't changed his tune much about it. There's still, unless something changes, there's still quite a bit of dramatic acting out with the elements on the table. And it's happening now, but even more dramatic versions. And he keeps saying it's not just one element, it's all four. So it can be dramatic water, flooding, like did you see the flood in Death Valley this week? They only had that much water one other time in recorded history or something, like in 1936. And that was in April. They've never had anything like that kind of rain in August. And, remember Pan at the very beginning said it was going to be things like that are weird. Like floods where they don't usually have them. Drought where it usually isn't. A volcano that's thought not to go off. Earthquakes in unusual places. Stuff like that. And that flood in Death Valley certainly fits that. We've also been having a lot of flooding and water here in Kentucky. It's almost like we're changing into like a tropical. Just the way it goes from rain, lightning, thunder, storm, wind, and then it jumps up to like 98. And then wind, lightning, thunder, storm, jumps up 98. So it's just very odd. Okay. Little cards, do you have anything to say about the wind, the rain, the thunder, the fire, the earth? See this one? Oops, I'll put them down here so you guys can see. Put these cards up here. So, move my dragon box. So the first one I pulled was Shield. Circus. We're talking about the weather here, cards. Speak to me plainly, please. And one more. Okay, well, the first thing I'm seeing from this, the shield, is just, we still need to keep our, be smart, keep your shields up. That's a good idea just in general, too, is just to keep your protections up and stuff like that. But also, I would say if you live in an area that's prone to some kind of flood or something, to have some extra water, stuff like that, prepared. Kind of be prepared with that. The circus tent is saying to me that it's different things happening at the same time. Like a 3-ring circus. Over in this ring, there's a tornado. In this ring, there's an earthquake. And in this ring, there's a flood. And they're all kind of happening under the same tent. It's going on simultaneously. And they don't seem necessarily connected. They're in their own ring. They're not connected. Yet they're all going off. Wrestling ring. Well, that makes me feel like we have to come together in order to fight it or wrestle it or get on top of it or to clean things up afterwards. That kind of thing. Come together in the ring to help kind of wrestle the problem down. And for the mirror, I think we're going to be called to remember that wherever stuff like that happens, those people are just like us. It's like looking into a mirror. We're one and the same. When they suffer, we suffer. All that, when they pull together, when they survive, we pull together, we survive. So we're all one in this. You can't really separate yourself. That person looking back at you from one of those events is the same as you. So we want to remember that, during these times. So those cards just seem to be talking about kind of ongoing weather changes and earth changes. I'm just going to ask one more thing here. I just said, like, is there a particular place or something like that? The world. So, everywhere. We have to remind ourselves that we came here because we are strong enough to be here and help to balance and help keep temperance and balance during world changes, during earth changes. So, the earth is still going to, is going to continue to go through changes and fairly dramatic, involving the elements, and that's the way it is. Okay, well, I hope you liked that. I hope that was fun. I just really wanted to come on today and just talk a little bit about the old Lion's Gate and talk a little bit about Pan and remind you guys that you can always ask him whatever you want to. Doesn't have to be about pets, although, we love that. Not judging that, love it. But you can ask him anything. Okay, guys, well, I enjoyed that, as always, and I'll see ya again pretty soon. Love ya.